wolves, a dangerous coalition. Living on the edge, no time for hesitation. Heel Shit Podcast, where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain. Running this city, ain't nobody in the way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. Where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain. Running this city, ain't nobody in our way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. Heel Shit Podcast, where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain. Running this city, ain't nobody in our way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. Here to stay, here to stay. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. Bad guys do real shit, no one can stop it. Walking in the shadows, always on the profit. Fast cars, big dreams, living on the edge. Haters talking trash, but we ain't even faced. Just some rebels with the cars, breaking all the rules. Bosses in the game, always playing it cool. Living fast, we ain't slowing down. Always ready to turn heads around. Heel Shit Podcast, where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain. Running this city, ain't nobody in the way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. Chasing that money, living for the thrill, aiming for the top, gotta make the kill. Street smart, no room for the weak. Cross us once, you'll feel the heat. Taking what we want, we don't ask for permission. Running with the wolves, a dangerous coalition. Living on the edge, no time for hesitation. Heel Shit Podcast, where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain. Running this city, ain't nobody in the way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay.
Viewer discretion time.
Viewer discretion is advised.
What up, Heel Faction? Welcome back to Heel Shit. Why do we call it that? Because bad guys do heel shit. I'm Dark Cordz, that's Draven Grimes, this is HSP, and tonight, Professor Grimes breaks it down, the history of TNA, and we'll probably throw on some tangents somewhere. We'll get into it right after this.
Cool. Living fast, we ain't slowing down. Always ready to turn heads around. Heel Shit Podcast, where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain.
How you doing, brother?
Oh, that's a good stretch. That's a good stretch. Oh, sorry. Gotta get the blood flowing. Old Professor Grimes is in the building tonight.
Yes.
I'm doing good. It's Monday. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, unfortunately it is.
But nothing too serious, nothing too vulgar or anything like that. So pretty average Monday. How about you, my brother?
Just a poor white man trying to make it in America.
I don't know about a poor white man.
No, everything's fine, man. Nothing crazy. A couple of pieces of breaking wrestling news.
TFK got signed to AEW.
No, that will be, a great day when it happens. All right, so first off, WWE Hall of Famer, legendary baseball figure Pete Rose passed away today. 83 years fucking old. Yes.
Oh, but
Like
I'll never
him
see that.
or-
I'll never see the third tombstone. I wanted a third tombstone. This is bullshit.
Whether you like Pete Rose or you hate him, I
hated
could
that
give a
motherfucker.
fuck less, but he was a WWE Hall of Famer, so somebody might care. All right, next. Kill Switch, also known as Luchasaurus, AEW star, was rushed to the hospital and found with pneumonia in both lungs. I guess his wife found him laying on the ground somewhere and rushed him, and his blood oxygen level was like 80%, and it shouldn't be less than 96.
Correct.
So
thoughts and prayers to fans, family, and friends of Kill Switch / Luchasaurus. Hopefully, he makes a speedy recovery and he can get back to doing what he loves, which is not listening to Christian. Oh,
spit on that dang.
it's too
All
early
right.
for a hug. Acta! Spit on that thing!
Shads, how you doing?
I wasn't gonna do it, but you made me do it, and now I did it. So
I ain't
that's what
complaining.
happens.
The highlight. How you doing, Shads? What's going on?
Please answer this, man.
I'm gonna murder my kids.
Very random.
I'm looking around for like shit that's normally within arm's reach, right? And
Yeah.
Nothing I'm reaching for is here.
Are you sure it was the kids? It might have been the dog.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's right. He didn't get the balls to fuck with you.
Goddamn right he doesn't.
Oh, you're surviving. Finally able to breathe a little. You want to elaborate on this a little bit, girl? Because you ain't said shit to me.
She's been missing in action, man. We've been docking pay. So
We pay her? I don't even get paid for this. The fuck? Still waiting on my chili dogs.
She's cuter than you are.
All right. So here's what I'm thinking about this, because this is a lot of shit to go over, dude. We're just going to get as far as we can in the hour that we're permitted. So this is more likely going to be a two-parter, maybe even a three-parter, but I'm going to try to at least keep it somewhat two. But there's a lot of shit, especially the early years, especially the first year, that growing pain. There's a lot there. And then we got the move from the asylum to the impact zone to going on tours, and then the whole shit with fucking Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff. Goddamn, it's a dark time. Dark time. But we're gonna get through it. I have the cookies. I have the drink. I think I got some moral support over there on the other side, instead of just whipping me like a dog.
Yep. Real quick before we get started, I am putting in the chats the link to our watch along this coming Friday 8 p.m. We're gonna watch They Live, the Rowdy Piper cult sci-fi classic. We are going to be watching it.
Yes, you're gonna be doing some watching shit. Hey, there's the name of the show right there. Watching shit.
So if you want to, if you guys see the link, if you're interested, just
click it, go back and watch
it.
it. It's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, gonna be a great time.
So as we're talking about the watch along we're going to be doing this coming up Friday, you and I both had the weekend to kind of sit here and chew on the fat, so to speak, of episode 6. And when we talked about it Friday night, I was kind of left speechless because there was a lot to take in there, and I
Yes,
really
there
couldn't give my
was.
overall thoughts. So I figured since we had the weekend to kind of think it over and gather our thoughts, let's kind of put a button on that. So what was your overall takeaway from not just episode 6, but the series as a whole?
Um. Well, I guess my opinion is pretty similar that it was before, in the sense that there were parts where I actually felt felt some sympathy for him, especially in the parts where like I said, the newspaper reporter that was just on his ass constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I started to get offended, but like we talked about, it's a little more about you
You're getting
know
offended that he was attacking the business,
the
not vets. So,
business. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. So yeah, I guess Thursday we'll talk about our predictions for Bad Blood.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll talk about that. But
but yeah,
this Saturday I might be missing a little bit of it because I will be traveling back from Orlando at that time, so I might miss like the first hour of it.
okay.
Yeah. So
Um,
forgive me, I will catch up on that, but I do intend on watching Bad Blood as soon as I get home.
yeah.
Um, so
So yeah, I mean, the the sixth episode, which was we watched the finale live.
mhm,
Um, I I don't know. I think my opinion of him was so small at this point after going through that lawsuit and all that stuff that
mhm,
I don't think I could feel any more disgusted about him than I was before watching the series.
yes,
Um, he's fucking creepy. He's a disgusting old man. Can't wait till the feds come and lock his ass up.
right. I'm there with you. Um, I'm not going to say that I understand him more
Hold
watching
on.
this.
Hold on.
Oh, thank God.
Ladies and
The
gentlemen,
person
Mike
I
Cordz.
wanted to fucking see.
Yeah.
Sigma
Hold on.
and Skibbity. Figure it out.
Wait, hold on. She's talking first, and then I'll have her do that.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh hell no. Dancer's toes are gnarly.
No, I'm good. I don't even need a visual. I'm good. Keep the lights down.
All right, so this is what we need from you. We need Gen Z translations. Okay. What is
Sigma
Skibbity, Ohio?
and Sigma.
Crazy and cool.
Her audio is going in and out, by the way.
Gotta get closer to the mic. So what's Skibbity again?
Skibbity is Skibbity toilet is it's just um the Ohio is like I don't know, they just picked a random state and they all crazy. But everybody says Skibbity like some Ohio interesting or crazy or cool.
Okay, so Skibbity means up by itself. Okay. It means
Interesting.
cool.
No
So
cap.
what does Riz mean?
Charisma.
Charisma. That's where it
The
comes
fuck.
from.
The fuck.
Charisma.
The ability to get
I knew what the definition was. I didn't know that it came from charisma.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, sweetie.
My brain feels like it's rotting.
All right. Appreciate you.
Fuck.
Got serious business here.
I don't know about serious. Okay.
Get
So,
out while I'm conduct my business.
all right. So, for those of us that had the audio cut in and out, you want to give a brief definition of all that shit?
Yeah, so skibbity just means like cool, kind of cool. Ohio is just a random state that they picked that said all the interesting stuff is there. So it's like Skibbity, Ohio would be like something cool and interesting.
The fuck?
Yeah. But I do find the Riz definition valuable though.
We didn't need
Charisma.
Riz. It was Sigma.
I told you what Sigma was.
I know what Riz is. My fucking kid says it
I know.
religiously.
Oh, I know what it meant. I didn't know it came from charisma.
So we're expecting Christian Case to be calling himself Captain Riz now?
The Riz Master.
I swear to God.
Riz Master General.
I swear to God. Time
Yep.
mark this. 8:13 p.m. September 30th, 2024. If that motherfucker goes on Dynamite October 2nd, fucking 2024, and calls himself the Riz Master or Captain Riz, we're suing him.
You goddamn right. Me stealing our intellectual properties.
Mm.
All right, so now that
You lying little bastard! It's not brain rot! My brain feels like it's rotting though.
good.
It hurts. It hurts.
All right, so
My head hurts worse than Meek's booty
we're
hole.
about to jump into this TNA thing, but just remember again, in the description or in the chat boxes, I put a link to join our watch along for this Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. We're watching They Live. So,
Yep.
All right, teach us some things.
Well, let me go ahead and get the Vince thing out of the way. He's a creepy old
The Vince
bastard.
thing,
Yeah. He's a creepy old bastard. Why I don't condone what he did, I can understand a little bit more why he thinks the way he does, given his upbringing and basically the first 20 years of his fucking life. So, not condoning it in any way, shape, or form, but I can understand his computers a little bit more, so to speak. Except that third one that watches porn all the time. So yeah. All right. So
Computers got viruses.
good, a computer is a virus. All right. So in order for us to talk about TNA, we kind of have to go back a little ways to the end of WCW, so to speak. You were watching Raw and SmackDown back in 01, correct?
What were like the major storylines?
The invasion.
Yeah.
More specifically, the Raw before WrestleMania 17, where they did the simulcast and Vince went out and talked a lot of shit over WCW guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember the opening where he publicly fired Jeff Jarrett on a promo before the intro to Raw?
Yes.
Okay. So that's where this starts. So being WCW, and nobody knows what fucking creative is in WCW, especially their last show ever, Jeff Jarrett's sitting at home while this is happening. He's watching it live. And he watches this promo. And he thinks it's a work. He thinks he's about to get into this major storyline with Vince, and he's going to make a ton of money. Well, month go by, nothing. 2 months goes by, nothing. He gets his release from WCW. Well, under that contract of WCW in late May. No, early May. Excuse me, early May. My times might be a little off. I'm trying to do as much as I can from memory. I do have some notes here that I will call upon when needed. So where the fuck did my shit go? You dumb bastard. There we go. So the idea for TNA came from essentially two people. Jeff Jarrett, obviously, it's his brainchild, it's his baby, and I thank God for what he did for fucking wrestling, even though I hated that son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
God, did I hate that son of a bitch. And Bob Ryder, who was the one that was under the parent company known as J Sports and Entertainment, which is the company that originally funded the first few NWA TNA shows. And eventually got Jerry Jarrett brought into it to be like the third man, to kind of be like the deal breaker for whatever comes up. So going into this first show, I believe it was in Birmingham, Alabama. I believe it was either Birmingham or Huntington. Going into the first show, they had a lot of big free agent names such as Ken Shamrock, Scott Hall, the former K Quick, which was Run the Truth Killings. They had guys like Jerry Lynn, Low Key, a young and upstart by the name of AJ Styles. Thank God you didn't go, yeah. I was so happy. So fucking happy. So the first show was a huge success. They did the storyline of building Ken Shamrock up to go into the second show for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, which is, where the fuck is it? I have it somewhere in here. It's way back there. Don't want to get it. Anyway, the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. At the time, this new upstart company, TNA, was signed under the NWA for the rights to use the titles and likenesses and shit like that. That whole thing we can get into more or less when they do the split a few years down the line. First couple shows in Alabama went good, but they weren't making any money. They were actually sinking money. Even though the shows were successful and sellouts. Excuse me. Sorry, Diddy shells are attacking me again. Anyway, even though the shows were sold out and everything was a success, after paying the building, the insurance, the boys, shit like that, they were still in the negative every show for the first 6 to 8 weeks. So Bob Ryder was basically trying to kind of weave it into more of, let's find a smaller venue, and let's, instead of just doing live shows, let's try to sell it on pay-per-view. Hence the first few NWA TNA pay-per-view shows, which you can order for $9.99 on TNA Plus. They have the whole library. Fantastic history. Go back and watch it. But ironically, at the time, every week was $9.99 to watch a 2-hour TNA show.
Yep.
Basically building from nothing. And I remember the first match I watched was Jerry Lynn, Psychosis, Low Key, and AJ Styles in a 4-way.
Right. Best
Match of the year. And I was hardcore into WWE at the time, which I was really into the Undertaker Brock Lesnar storyline in 2002. So it was around that time, right before they went into Hell in a Cell. So I was really like focusing on that, but I was watching this. I was like, damn, I don't know who almost any of these guys are. Honestly, I know Psychosis from WCW, but I didn't know Jerry Lynn really because I wasn't watching ECW at the time. Damn sure didn't know fucking AJ Styles except for like one fucking WCW show he did where he got squashed. So it got me interested because there's another wrestling show that I can watch. Now, granted, trying to explain the extra $40 a month on the damn cable bill every month was kind of hard, but your boy had it.
Yeah.
Being 12 years old and having the code for the pay-per-view, yeah, that was a bad choice. Bad choice. Oh, so moving on a little bit, these shows were good. They got into the asylum. They started building storylines, shit like that. At the time, J Sports Entertainment decided to sell off their shares, which eventually went over to Panda Energy, which is the Carter family, which we'll get to know one of them really well in the future. So around this time, they also brought in some writers. The most notably would be Vince Russo to replace Bob Ryder as the third one, which we all know how I feel about Shitstain. But the one thing that he fucking got over was TNA, because he just wanted to fucking have that play on words of TNA. So TNA, total nonstop action.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give Vince that. Everything else he can go fucking suck a dick. Not my dick. Corny's dick. Go suck Corny's dick. Dude, I'd fucking pay money to see them two fight. God, would I pay that? Yes. So the pay-per-views are going good. They moved to the Tennessee State Fairgrounds in Nashville. They call it the Asylum. Panda Energy now owns like 3/4 of TNA. The other ones are split between Jerry Jarrett and Jeff Jarrett, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything's going good. They start bringing in more people, such as Raven, Christopher Daniels, BG James, which we know as the Road Dogg, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall. They even get Sting for a couple of appearances in the early days. Nothing major. They didn't really sign anything. It was a handshake deal. But what got them off, so to speak, was NWA TNA 100. When AJ Styles was the X Division champion at the time, he issued an open challenge. And who not only they got to participate in the match, but signed a deal with TNA. Who was the hottest free agent in 2003?
Kurt Angle.
Anything? I said 2003 free agent.
Oh,
Kurt was working Brock in 03 at WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah.
The charismatic,
like you.
the charismatic enigma, Jeff Hardy. Yes, and say what you will, his TNA music was leaps and bounds better than anything he's ever put out in WWE. I don't give a fuck. What about AEW? It's the same fucking song. Beside the point. So that is where TNA really started getting eyes. Because if they can sign Jeff Hardy, if they can get Jeff Hardy to come to TNA, who else can they get to come to TNA, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they kept going with this all the way up into 04. Well, the pay-per-views were doing good. They were leading into a deal with FSN, which is Fox Sports Net. I'm not entirely sure if they're still around. Are they?
Fox. Yeah.
FSN. Yeah. So they got a TV deal where they get an hour slot, depending on where you are in the country, is where you get aired. Mine was from 3 to 4 every Friday. Religiously, get the fuck off the TV as soon as I get home. I'm watching fucking TNA. So, under this new FSN deal, they needed not necessarily a bigger arena, but a more equipped arena for them to have their film cameras and stuff like that. Because it's one thing if you're doing weekly pay-per-views on the technology that they had then, but to go to live shows is that's a pretty big jump. You need a bigger production truck, you need better cameras, you need overall a better facility. So they did some shopping around and they went to Orlando, by God, Florida, home of the Rican Ripper. Really? Which will I gotta get a shout out to my boy when I can. You know this.
Hey.
So they eventually landed the deal with Universal Studios to use one of their sound stages, and Impact was born. Oh, I can't tell you how many times I went to fucking Impact. Well, let me back up a little bit. A little personal history for the newer viewers. When TNA first started, after Panda Energy bought it over and got the controlling shares, they got a little bit of money in their pocket. So they decided to get some guys that they wouldn't normally use, right? So on that list of names is a couple of Jeff Jarrett's very good, close personal friends. Ronnie and Donnie Harris, which, for those of you who don't know, are family, close family. And during the time that they were working in Nashville, your boy was kind of a hellraiser down here in Florida, and I was given the opportunity to go up there to kind of straighten myself out. So your boy was kind of sitting up there at the asylum on quite a few good shows. And again, if I ever meet the man, I will fucking shake his hand. When Raven and Sandman worked at Pay-Per-View 94, the Clockwork Orange House of Fun, like that drug. That's all I can say. So I've been to quite a few of these shows. So moved down to Orlando. I moved back home. Everything's good.
Well, hold on. Seeing as how that's kind of a transition into a new place, let's go ahead and talk about some sponsors.
All right.
Havoc Energy Drink is the energy drink for gamers and streamers by gamers and streamers. Not only does it have the B vitamins and caffeine you're used to in your energy drinks, but it also has a healthy dose of creatine for mental acuity to help you win that next game or focus through that next stream. Go to tryhavocenergy.com and enter our code HSP10 at checkout for 10% off your order. Again, that's tryhavocenergy.com. Use our code HSP10 at checkout for 10% off your order. Also, Amazon Music Unlimited. If you use the link in the description, it'll get you your first 4 months free on an Amazon Music Unlimited subscription. It's only $9.99 after that. You can cancel it anytime. Even if you're not a Amazon Prime member, which who the hell isn't these days, you still get 3 full months free on your subscription. So check the link in the description. Free music. And enjoy it. Alright.
Yeah, buddy. So we're transitioning over into the Impact Zone in Orlando, Florida. The last few shows leading into the transition from Nashville to Orlando, they kept teasing something that was going to change the industry of wrestling in North America. When they debuted TNA Impact from the Impact Zone in Orlando, Florida, they did something that no American company on television has done. What's that one thing?
No idea.
Well, it went from 4 to 6. That's right. They went to a 6-sided wrestling ring, which to a fragile, I won't say fragile, but a doped up 14-year-old's mind, that was mind blowing.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely mind blowing. Now, mind you, during this time, I'm in Orlando quite a bit with them. I'm hanging around the guys when I can. I'm helping set up chairs. I'm doing the setup and the tear downs. Very, very intricate shit. But you want to know about that? Go listen to my backstory, or go find Billy Sharp's fucking podcast where I talk about it ad nauseum. So going into this new era, they did what a lot of wrestling companies won't fucking do. Other than Jeff Jarrett, fucking obviously, who was at the time the NWA World Champion. They really started pushing young, up-and-coming talent as main event talent.
Mm-hmm.
Example. Christopher Daniels.
Yes.
Low key. AJ Styles. A little team called Team Canada, which consisted of Eric Young, Bobby Roode, the Canadian Destroyer P.D. Williams, 3 Live Crew, which was the only real veteran team at the time, of B.G. James, Road Dogg, R-Truth, which was still relatively young in the business, which is around the Truth Killings there, and K-Dog, Conan, still the most entertaining 3-pack I've ever seen in my fucking life. You had America's Most Wanted, James Storm and Chris Harris. Perfect. You had the Naturals. You had Shane Douglas. You had Raven. You had so much fucking talent. And I know I'm talking about up and comings, and I named Shane Douglas and I named Raven, but they become very intricate parts. And let's not forget the 6'8", 350-pound monster Abyss, which was basically the bastard child of fucking Kane and Mick Foley, and he played it to the fucking T.
Great big man. Yep.
Oh, and listen, and
Great
it's not
big man.
just the workers. Let's think of the matches they innovated. Monsters Ball,
Mm-hmm.
Full Metal Mayhem, 6 Sides of Steel, Lethal Lockdown,
Yep.
Hangman's Horrors, which is a personal favorite of mine. The Clockwork Orange House of Fun that we discussed a little earlier between Raven and Sandman.
Mm-hmm.
Like TNA did everything they could to make themselves different than
Right.
the number one brand, and I commend them for that. And the way they not really separated the roster, but how they classified it. Of course, you had the heavyweight division. That was the hard hitters. That was more or less for the veterans.
Right.
Then you had the tag team division, which was, in my opinion, between 2004 and 2008, the best tag team division I've ever seen in my fucking life. Without question. Maybe I'll even throw it to 2009, because that's when the Machine Guns really started going good.
Right.
But then you had what made them unique. This is what put them on the board. This is what sold tickets. This is what sold merchandise. The X division. And the thing about it is, it wasn't about weight limits. It was about no limits. By the way, your shadow on your wall looks like a giant cock. I'm just saying. Yes, stroke it. A little hot tool on that thing, if you will. Thank you. Moving on.
Which setting on the back is yours on? Like which microphone focus?
The pattern or the game?
Pattern.
Pattern is set second to the right.
Okay.
Why?
I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it's picking up right for some reason.
Picking you up or picking me up?
Me.
I mean, I can hear you just fine. Like it's as clear as day.
Okay.
Yeah. But let's talk about the match that made TNA famous. Ultimate X. Essentially a ladder match without a ladder. Well, Draven, Professor Grimes, how can that be? Well, I'm glad you asked there, little darky poo. Imagine this. In a regular 4-sided ring, you would have scaffolding going up about, say, 6-7 feet above the top of the turnbuckle. And in an X formation, they would have cables. And in the center, it would intertwine. That is where your title, briefcase, or in some cases, for whatever fucking reason, a giant red X would hang.
Mm-hmm.
The rules were simple. Bring that down, you're the winner. Not allowed to use ladders, not allowed to use anything to help you climb up there. You legitimately had to get up there, grab the cables, crawl your ass up there, and unhook it. You know, big guys like you and me, ain't how that's gonna work.
Mm.
We're doing some heel shit. We getting ladders regardless. We don't give a fuck. But you got guys, young, talented, athletic as shit, such as Chris Shaven, Alex Shelley, AJ Styles. AJ Styles is going to come up a lot in TNA.
Yes.
A lot. Christopher Daniels, Amazing Red. Now I was getting there. Kazarian, Michael Shane, which was his original tag team partner.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yes, that was a play on words for Shawn Michaels because it was like a fourth cousin kind of what the fuck ever. Don't care. Like, these guys went out there and innovated what was already an innovative match. And there are spots that they did 20 years ago that we still talk about today that's not being done. You want a good one? Let's talk about that fucking dropkick AJ Styles took, where he fucking did a fucking rolling front bump and it looked like he stayed in the fucking air for a good 3 seconds before coming down. Let's talk about the fucking cutter that Kazarian hit on fucking Christopher Daniels while Daniels was hanging off the fucking cables. Actually, I got you one. Remember Hernandez
Oh yeah.
of LAX?
Oh yeah.
The best fucking tag team in 05-06. Sorry, AMW, but fuck. LAX. Just the Puerto Rican thing get me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it, but I was watching it live where Hernandez was actually in a tag team Ultimate X match. It was Hernandez Homicide versus AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels for the NWA Tag Championships.
Okay.
And Hernandez said, fuck it. He got on top of the fucking scaffolding and yeeted himself into the center. Because if he missed that, imagine the splash that was going to make.
Jesus.
Yes. So innovation was key. And Hernandez, of all people, showed it just like the X Division. It wasn't about weight limits. It was about no limits.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's a big motherfucker doing that shit.
Yeah, he was what?
Hernandez is bigger than I am.
He's 6'5", 320.
Yeah.
And he's solid muscle back then.
Mm-hmm.
Dude. I never understood why they made him a heel. To this day. Oh, sorry. To this day! I can't understand it.
Well, he was even heel when he was in Lucha Underground for a while, wasn't he? Or was
Yeah, that made more sense though. But when he was doing all this babyface shit in this heel group of LAX, and people were still cheering him, like I understand why you didn't want to break up LAX. It was the kryptonite to fucking AMW to the future beer money and shit like that. But dude, if you're going to be a heel, be a fucking heel. You know what I'm saying? Don't go out there and do babyface shit and get yourself over like that.
Right.
But hey, what do I know? You got yourself over and made yourself a fucking TNA legend. So
there you go.
You did something right.
Did something.
And the last match I want to talk about before moving on is what became essentially their anniversary match for their main championship, King of the Mountain, which...
Yes, I'm still not sure how this match works.
All right, so let me
set the stage for us.
Let me take these glasses off and set the stage for you. It is essentially a 5-way match. All right, 5 competitors. It's a reverse ladder match, so to speak. Well, how the hell do you do that? I got you. So here's how it works. You remember in a Texas death match, a true Texas death match, where you have to get a 3 count before the 10 count can start?
Yes.
Okay. So essentially, this is kind of the gimmick that it worked. You get the 3 count and you qualify yourself to then be able to grab a ladder, climb a ladder, and hang the belt over. Mind you, there's still 3 other guys besides the one you pinned coming after you, right? So this is how it
All
works.
right, hold up. It starts with 4,
5.
5. Okay.
5. Because I don't count the one you just pinned because he's still selling the finish or whatever you gave to him. There's still
Okay.
3 other guys there. The one that gets pinned goes into a penalty box, or as Dirty Dom likes to think, a jail cell for fucking 2 minutes. And you're out the match for 2 fucking minutes. So, if the match ends while you're in the cell, there ain't nothing you can do. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
So once you qualify to hang the belt, you don't have to requalify. You can't get it taken away like if you get pinned, which was the only thing I ever had a problem with. Like if you get pinned, I should feel that you should have to requalify yourself.
Start all over again.
Yeah, that's how I feel it should be, but it's not.
Okay.
Once you get a pin, you can hang it at any time. And essentially it becomes scrambled eggs. It becomes a fucking a high spot fest, becomes a finish fest. And, essentially Jeff Jarrett goes over. That's how King of the Mountain
works. So we know that in order for Jeff Jarrett to win, somebody must take at least one pinfall for the belt to be hung.
Yes.
Okay.
From him. Either by a stroke or a figure 4 or shot the nuts back then. But I was at Slammiversary 2005. It was Jeff Jarrett, Monty Brown, AJ Styles, Raven, and I think Christopher Harris. It was either Christopher Harris or it was Sean Waltman for whatever reason he was there. And this was the night that Raven won his first NWA title. And again, it's that drug. It's that feeling. Like, I'm there. I'm part of history because that was like his first. Well, I guess the ECW title would be a major title, but I feel the NWA title was bigger than ECW title. But, tit for tat.
NWA title, yes.
Yeah. So, it varies.
Yes.
It varies. Okay. So, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Anyway, I was there for Raven's victory, and it was another shot of the drug, the itch. It got me. It tickled my loins, so on and so forth. So
moistened your cockles.
Yeah, it tickled my cockles quite a bit. So let's move back from Slammer. I know we got a little head on that one. But in 2004, the action figure company Toy Biz actually signed a deal with TNA to produce action figures, which were shit. I commend them for trying, but those motherfuckers fell apart, man. You looked at them the wrong way. They were dog shit, and they're so fucking expensive now.
Really?
Like, yes, even like incomplete, missing an arm or missing a leg or some shit like that, dude. They're still fucking mad expensive. I'm like, I threw them motherfuckers away. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
Always happens, man. If I had no, man, I had so many like Silverhawks and Thundercats and like the full Voltron shit with all the separate cats. Like, dude, if I had just had the forethought to be like, we need to save those. Let's not play with those.
Shit. No, you want to? I know this is on a little tangent. You want to really fucks with me to this day? To this day. You know how popular and expensive Pokemon is today, as far as the trading card game.
Right.
Well, when I was 9, I had like the Holy Grail card. I had like the first edition holographic Charizard from base set, and I had 2 of them. Mint. You understand me? I had these things like double sleeved mint. You don't even touch these things; they just sit right there. You just bask in their glory, right? So, my mother,
God damn it,
when I was 11, she was on a fucking tangent or whatever because she couldn't find her dope or what the fuck ever. I remember this much. I remember we got checked out of school because she couldn't find her fucking weed,
Are you
and
shitting me?
I she blamed us getting out of there because we had a family emergency because she told the school that her brother, my uncle, who I'm very close with, got into a car accident in Lake City and we need to go.
Jesus.
So I'm panicking, right?
Yeah.
Panicking because it's my favorite uncle. And she just takes us home nonchalantly. And I'm freaking the fuck out. Like, we need to go. We need to get there. And she's like, he's fine. Shut up. I was like, what? Why would you do that? She's like, where's my weed? What's
Fuck.
weed? What's weed?
The
No,
fuck?
not what weed. Like, what's weed? Like, what are you talking about?
You know, she didn't have to come up with some crazy story. Like, doctor's appointment would have been fine. Like-
Not my mother.
oh
No,
my
no,
god.
no. So she went through both mine and my brother's rooms and destroyed our rooms. Like, she took all of his Hot Wheels because he was like a real big Hot Wheels kid and just like thrashed them everywhere. Didn't throw them away, but fucking thrashed them everywhere. Went into my fucking room, destroyed my counter, my fucking shelves, and just got a fucking garbage bag and swept all of my cards in it. I'm talking about stuff I had slabbed. I'm talking about stuff I had sealed up still. Like, at this point, I was collecting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wasn't just having them to have them. I was collecting. She went out there and torched the fucking bag.
What?
Torched it. And I did the math, okay? Because I remember I had a few of them slabbed. I actually went and got one of my Charizard slabbed. And it was an 8.5.
Oh wow.
I'm proud of that. Boy, am I proud of that. She torched about $1 million worth of cards. And to this day,
What the fuck?
if it ever comes up, I make sure she understands that I could have been richer than what I am. But no, she had to be a goot and fucking burn all of my shit.
Yo, that's fucked up, man. I'm sorry.
Right.
Some things are unfucking forgivable. And
Oh, I've never forgave her.
for what purpose did this sue? Did she do this to prove some kind of a point, or was it just like, oh, I'm gonna be a cunt today?
It was. I feel it was that, but as I got older, I felt it was more of a power play. Like, if I can't have my shit, you can't have yours.
Fuck that. That's
Well, it turns out an hour after this happened, she found it in her car.
I hope she gets fucked in the ass by a Pokemon.
My blood pressure's going up. All right, let's get off this tangent. Let's get off the tangent.
Yeah,
Let's get back to some tea. This is definitely going to be a fucking
break.
3-parter at this point.
Yeah, take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Vodka evolved. Castell. Indulge in the red revolution.
Jeez Louise. All right, TNA.
Okay. I will get through this. So we stopped at the action figure deal between Toy Biz and TNA, right?
Yep.
And that lasted for a couple years before they figured out that their toys were shit. But during this time, they got FSN going good. You know, good revenues coming in from merchandise, from TV deals, shit like that. And they wanted to take a stab at pay-per-view again, but not like weekly pay-per-view. They wanted to do like a big once a month, maybe once a quarter pay-per-view at the time because they didn't know how the reception was going to be.
Right.
So they decided in November of 2004 that they were going to do a pay-per-view and just see what happens, right? Considering the Fox Sports contract was ending in like May or June of 2005, and they wanted a bigger TV deal. Let's see what we can do about getting our name out there a little bit more and see if we can make a little bit more revenue. So they did Victory Road. Instant success. I remember ordering this myself. It was $24.99 on pay-per-view, which God, I wish I could find $25 pay-per-views again.
Jesus, you telling me.
Right? I mean, if it wasn't for the cock or TNA Plus or potentially Max with AEW next year, we would not be covering pay-per-views, ladies and gentlemen. Good fucking God.
Well, unfortunately, I still buy the fucking AEW ones.
Yeah, but you only buy like ones that are halfway decent. You don't buy every single one.
The only one I haven't bought this year was All In or All Out, whatever the second one is.
All out. Which, I mean, really, it was a 2-week build-up, and they did the
And the
best they could with
show
what
is
they had.
always better, though. Like, this is what's pissing me off about this shit. All right? I ranted about this shit right after it happened again for the second year in a row. Like, they only have a 2-week build, but that show is always better than the London show.
Yeah, but I want you to think about it this way. Knowing us and knowing how our luck is, if you end up buying it next year, it's
It'll
going to be the
suck.
Dresden shits.
Yeah, 100%.
Just like nothing and nothing. Fucking, what was it, a year ago that we went and saw that shit? God.
It'll be 2 weeks after what I can only imagine will be a huge financial flop when they do All In the new Texas Stadium next year. I mean, they're not putting 80,000 seats in an American arena. It's not happening.
No. As delusional as TK is, it's not happening. The reason that you got that sellout crowd at Wembley Stadium is because of the location and the fact that they're starved for live wrestling, and that was a big event that they wanted to be a part of.
Yep.
Unless you're fucking drawing fucking Vince Russo versus Jim Cornette in a fucking cage match, you ain't gonna get shit but their average fucking audience. Hell, if they did that, we'd have to go. I'm just saying.
Right.
I would pay.
They've got to do something. They've got to have some kind of a plan. Because there's no way, I'm sorry, as smart as he is, and we're going to get back to TNA in just a second, but as smart as he is, he has to look out and see the actual numbers of fans in the seats. Like, he can't be delusional enough to think that the show that he's taking out right now will draw 60, 70, 80,000 seats. It just...
But he is that delusional.
But no, he's not, man. I mean,
dude, come on. Why else? Why else would he take it out of fucking Wembley? And don't say because it's dates. He can move shit around.
Oh, I don't care about dates.
That's what I'm saying.
I think it's a dumb idea, but he has to have something in mind that's going to take place between now and then. That's going to be a special attraction.
Yeah, but what is it?
I don't know.
I mean, this year was Will Ospreay. What's bigger right now in fucking AEW than Will Ospreay? Nothing. And in the next year, what's it going to be? His problem is that he's always looking for the next big free agent, and he's trying to sign them with all this fucking money. He has them for a few weeks, and then it starts to fizzle out. The only reason Ospreay hasn't fizzled out is because he's that fucking good.
Yep.
He is a fucking indie guy. He can get himself over every fucking week. That's why Moxley's always fucking over. Even though he worked WWE for almost a decade, he can still work like an indie guy. And working like an indie guy is not a bad thing. Knowing how to promote yourself and your likeness and your merch and all that shit, it's just good fucking business.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the closest thing he did to good storytelling was MJF last year. Bar none.
Yeah.
The fucking the build up to the title reign itself, and then even the fucking comeback that he did this year. But once he turned heel and did the shit with Daniel Garcia, it feels like Max kind of just fell off again. Like they had something there with badass babyface MJF.
Right.
And Tony was like, nope, I want the old Maxwell. Fuck that guy.
Yep. All right, TNA. Let's wrap up. Let's pick a stopping wherever you want the stopping point to be, and then we'll pick it up next week.
We'll probably pick it up at the Spike TV deal that happens at the end of 05. The only real big thing between the action figure deal, the deal with FSN going away, is the unstoppable three-way between Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, and AJ Styles for the X Division Championship. September 11th, 2005, Unbreakable. The greatest triple threat match in the history of professional wrestling. Will never be able to change my fucking mind. Them three guys, the way they built up Joe being the undefeated Samoan submission machine, the way they built up Christopher Daniels versus AJ Styles, and they were injecting Samoa Joe to be like, nope, fuck you, and fuck you. I'm the fucking man. I don't give a fuck about your fucking feud. So it kind of like intertwined into like this three-way feud, and it was so beautifully done, and it culminated to have the first 5-star rating for fucking Meltzer for what it's fucking worth in TNA.
Nice.
Yes. So we're going to leave it there. We'll pick up October 05 when TNA and Spike get together and get the deal done. We'll talk about the first episode of Impact on Spike TV, which was fucking amazing. And yeah, I think that's a good stopping point.
Okay, great. Well, you want to do the end credits?
Yeah, might as well. Ladies and gentlemen, remember every Thursday night you got your boys Dark Cordz, Driven Grimes, talking shit, where we just get off our chest whatever we need to get off our chest after his 5 minutes of politic ranting. I may or may not have a special guest coming on, depending if he gets in town or not. Remember Terry, the Lucky Charms motherfucker?
Mm-hmm.
He should be getting in from the airport Wednesday night, so he wanted to come on talking shit, just talk shit Thursday. I said you're more than welcome to. I don't know how you feel about tight spaces, but
y'all gonna get intimate.
Very. Let's see. That was talking shit. Every Monday night, you like it, you love it. You always need more of it. The original Heel Shit podcast with your boys, Dark Cordz, Draven Grimes. For next week, we will be doing part 2. Hopefully, I can get through more than just a couple of fucking years. We will see. If we don't get through much of part 2, we're probably going to take like a week off, discuss something else, and come back and do part 3. Because I don't want to like beat a dead horse and everybody's like, "Oh, I'm tired of TNA." Yeah, so was everybody from fucking 2012 to 2019. I'll fucking know what to tell you. And then let's see, we did that, we did this. We have the new watch along series that we're going to be starting. We technically started last Friday. We're going to be doing this Friday night. Fill them in on that real quick.
Yeah, this Friday night, I put a link in all the chats. It'll be on any of our streaming platforms, or if you want to check out the Millions stream there. This Friday night, 8 p.m., we're going to be watching They Live, the Rowdy Roddy Piper cult sci-fi classic. Ties right into wrestling stuff, and fun movie. Yeah, it's a really fun movie, and Draven's never seen it.
Well, I tried to watch it, and then family business.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this is going to go over pretty well. The only gimmick to this, and there's always a gimmick, is that it's got to be in some way, shape, or form wrestling related, have a worker in it, have something to do with business, what have you. And there's plenty of shit.
Mm-hmm.
I will not be watching No Holds Barred, so let's go ahead and get that out the fucking way.
Oh, I was gonna say that next week.
No, fuck you, man. We'll watch Ready to Rumble next week. God, I love that movie. Love that movie.
No Holds Barred. Jesus fucking.
Yeah, and let's see, we did that. Carried to 2. Steiner Math insert here. Oh, don't forget the merch.
The merch
is beautiful. We have Forbidden Kingdom merchandise. We have Heel Shit podcast merchandise. We have Talking Shit merchandise. We have Retro Draven Grimes. We have Retro Dark Cordz. We even have Fuck Logan Paul shirts, both censored and uncensored for the fucking snowflakes out there that can't walk around with a shirt that says the word fuck in 2024. And then, let's see, we got that. We got this. We got the tumblers. We got possible panties, socks, lingerie. The Pole Watcher shirts and 2 variations. Dark, you want to run those down real quick?
Yes, we have one Poll Watcher shirt spelled P-O-L-L. Started a Poll Watcher program to try to combat President Trump's poll watchers. Right now, he's got over 150,000 quote-unquote poll watchers that are out there for nothing more than intimidation at your voting precincts. Get the Poll Watcher t-shirt in the merch store. It's at 0 markup, not a penny of profit. It's at cost, and help make sure that there is no poll intimidation at your voting precincts. And then
we have the Poll Watches shirt. Basically, it come out as a joke, but I've heard a few bouncers actually like the fucking concept, but we'll be ordering it soon. So,
and this is P-O-L-E
with
Watcher with a pole on the back running up your spine.
Yes, sir. Because let's face it, guys. You're at the club. You watching the girls. That dude's watching the girls. But who's watching the dude watching the girls? That's where you come in. You are now the Poll Watcher.
Right. Keep the single mom safe out there.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right.
All right. So that'll do it. We will see you guys Thursday live. Don't forget the watch along Friday night. It's going to be a good time. For Draven Grimes, I'm Dark Cordz. This has been Heel Shit. Why do we call it that? Because bad guys do heel shit. Peace.
Cool. Heel Shit podcast, where the bad boys